Welcome to Getting to the Truth in This Art. I am your host, Rob Lee, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with artist, producer, queer artist. You get all the superlatives. My man, Xavier Gibson. How goes it?
How's it going? How you doing?
You see, I threw almost all that energy in there in the beginning. I just bring it. I flip a table sometimes.
Yeah, you took over, honestly.
That's what I do. So, yeah, I want to thank you for coming on. I'm glad we were able to organize this and get this sorted out because, you know, for us to be in the same area more often than not over the last few weeks is like, I should just pull out the microphone and just interview Xavier right now.
It's an interesting perspective that we've had, honestly, of each other in the past weeks of holidays and just being around. Honestly.
Yeah, like some political debates and such, sitting down in relatives' basements and talking about things. So I want to get into some questions about your art and what you're working on right now. So if you want, we can just go right into it. So Tell us a little bit about, for the show, tell us a little bit about your work.
Well, yeah, I'm a singer. Don't rap anymore, but I guess I classify myself as a rapper. I got that skill under my belt, but mainly sing, produce, write for videos, direct, and, songwrite. Just make a lot of music, I just sit all day at a desk and just make everything that comes to my head. And would you like me to classify my genre, or would you
feel free, hit the genre.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I know how bad you want me to break it down.
I mean, I read something in the Spotify and I was like, that's a fire tagline. I know it's like something making like sad songs for the queer homies or something to that effect. Yeah. And I was like, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, because that's genuinely how I write. Because I mean, if you want to talk about genres, I guess, it's just more of an experimental R&B mixed with I guess people would put indie pop in it, but I had a lot of variations of pop, like 2000s pop and shit like that.
Yeah.
But just those two. But I mean, at the baseline of it, when I'm sitting down, I mean, I'm just really writing for all my queer and non-binary homies. There's just all the shit they're really going through and and I mean, and I feel when I'm writing, I don't try to put a gender. I try to make it as transparent so everybody can truly connect to it. So, yeah.
I dig it. So recently you had a release that came out recently. Tell us about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, Front Lawn. Yeah, that was just one of the first singles off my project that I've been making, and great song, amazing song. I made it with Brent from school. Yeah. He's another artist from Baltimore that was in a collective called Ricky Bad Sounds.
Okay.
Really great, really dope collective. And yeah, his production is crazy. Really long time homie. Fuck, that shit just slaps so hard. And we've just been holding that shit in the vault. And I wanted to really make a video and make a visuals, make a whole thing around it, because I feel with this project that I'm making, that was one of the headline banners for the project of how it's really going to sound.
Mm-hmm.
And just the sonics of it, man, it's just crazy.
I mean, I came across, I think it was either sent to me, or I think maybe it's a gentleman behind you. I know this is full audio. I think you have a gentleman behind you wearing odd colors right now. He sent it over and I was like, okay, this looks fire. So let me, delve into it, because you get stuff all the time, but definitely when it's someone that either directly or indirectly, you want to give it a little bit more of a, you can either go one or two ways. You can either go wild critical, this might be buns, or you can just go I need to delve into this out of respect to this person. And that's the way I approached it. And I was like, okay, I like this and it slaps. And much congratulations for you to get that out there. And it sounds like it's something that's very important to you too.
No, it was honestly an important record that I wrote for my, for just my music discography, because it was, some people will ask honestly what's the actual idea around it, but it was just super simple of just being 17, just lost in Glen Burnie and dating somebody with like a dope front lawn that we always hung out at, but we always hung out at their house, and like that lawn and that house was super significant for me and like my travels and just growing up in life. And it was just a really, really important like record. And it felt like a transition in my career, or just like mental transition, and on how I write songs and how I'm getting better, and how like it was not like this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago when I first started like really making music. And like,
so
it was a really dope record. I felt amazing about it.
That's great. So, and that's what you're supposed to feel as you're moving. You want to take pride in what you're doing. Like when anybody asks me anything, you might put something together and it might not be exactly what you wanted. Mm-hmm. I still come with extreme Aquarian confidence, and I'm saying it specifically for Kyle back there, extreme Aquarian confidence when someone's like, yo, so how do you feel about this? What's your best episode? It's like my most recent one, and it's like, you want to take pride in what you're doing. You want to take it. You want to make sure it's that thing, and it's indicative of where you feel you're at as an artist and as a creative. How do you feel about maybe some of your earliest stuff, like maybe your first like record or your first piece of production, or the first time you say, you know what, I want to delve into this creative space? How do you feel? When did you start, and how do you feel you've grown creatively there? Do you feel like you found more of a voice in the last few years, or do you feel like I am more confident in putting my voice out there now?
Well, when I first started back in 2016, it was really, I wouldn't say it's out of a whim. And I kind of think about it like this. I was like, I've been super obsessive about things that I really enjoyed. And it was kind of, music was kind of like a subconscious thing. My dad, my mom was just collecting a lot of records and stuff like that. And it was like, we listened to music all the time. Whenever I listened to music, it would transcend me. It would just change me into like a different person. I felt like the most confident I've ever felt whenever music was on. Mm-hmm. So like, but I didn't really think like, okay, I was going to make music like when I was like 12 or 13, 14, 15. But then like, I don't know, like when I hit like 16 and like I started really getting a computer, and then like I got like grandma gave me some shit for some Christmas. I got me off that Amazon, you feel me? Got me a little mic, little stand. And, we just pirated FL Studio because my brother was on the earliest shit when like Soulja Boy was on that shit. I was like, all right, FL Studio, so I guess it's the way. And then when I started, it was like, I don't want to call myself ass, because when we all started doing something, it was not as good. It was not the best potential, but we started with an idea. Yeah. And we kept chipping away, and we kept training. You feel me? Like, not every person that played basketball was dunking. You feel me? Yeah. You really had to train. You really had to do layups. You really had to work. So when I first started, I was just trying to do every idea that came to my head and practice and just keep practicing. And I feel like over time, through so many transitions and through so many name changes and different ways to approach music, I feel like finally in the past, like 2 years, I finally found my voice. I finally found who I was. I finally found something that can click personally, because for like the past, like, oh God, how long has it been since 2016?
5.
I think like 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Since like 5 years ago, I wanted to be somebody that I truly did not want to be. But I wanted to be that person because I saw everybody else being that person. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to, I guess, sort of fit in, but just be in that circle because I knew like, oh, I knew I was talented. So I was like, let me just be that type of person and show you my talent. Like that type of way, because I could be like that.
Yeah.
You know, because I was rapping before I started really singing.
Yeah.
And like truly taking singing genuine. And I love singing.
So I want to ask the question, you touched on like music and kind of being this tool that kind of allowed you to kind of transform or what have you. What was some of that? Because I kind of got a vibe that you have some interesting music taste. We had some overlap. I saw some posts out there. So what are some of the acts that you're like, all right, this is something I need to put on. This is what gets me in a vibe that I just want to just vibe out or what have you. What are you listening to that outside of your own stuff, obviously, but what are you listening to that you're like, yeah, this is good? And what were you listening to younger?
Let me start younger because I feel like we can just build up from there. I mean, younger, it was immediate Kanye. You feel me? It was so much Kanye in the house. It was so much.
We're the same universe. We're the same universe.
It was so much Rockefeller. It was so much G Unit. You know, it was that type. My father was that type of shit. You feel me? He was like on those type of collectives. You feel me? We had a little bit of Wu-Tang in there, but it was just so much Jay-Z, so much Beanie, so much motherfucking Kanye. It was just a plethora. And then my mom came in with so much R&B and so much soul, like Jill Scott, like, oh my God, Mary J. Blige, like Fantasia, and fuck American Idol for dubbing her the bottom three. The bottom three with I think it was either Jennifer Hudson or Jasmine Sullivan. Either one was fucked up to me. I'm sorry. Can we cut something?
No, you good.
Yeah. Either one was really trash. And you know, that's what I genuinely grew up on. And then we had like a sprinkle of Limp Bizkit. Okay. And we had a sprinkle of Korn. And then we had a sprinkle of Linkin Park. And my father really loved Linkin Park so much. And but when I started growing up and when I started like discovering the internet,
the group, the internet? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean, like really discovering the internet. I mean, it was kind of crazy back in the 2000s. It was dial-up, low key. I mean, it was kind of crazy. Yeah. But I mean, when you got to that point and shit, I guess the people that I'm really banging right now is like the 1975. Okay. Or if we like, I don't know, I really bang a lot of sad shit. So it would either people call it sad, which is kind of crazy to me, but I view them as hype songs. I view them as like upbeat songs. I don't know why. I really like them. But yeah, no, it would have to be 1975. Yeah. Love Yves Tumor. Hopefully I'm saying their name right.
I know you're talking about.
Blood Orange.
Of course.
Like Dev Hynes is a genius beyond anybody's time. Like he will take you to another decade that quick, and it's kind of crazy. So, and Big Thief, Frankie Cosmos. Shouts out to Frank Cosmos so much. Oh my God, they're so good. You gotta really like this. And then
It'd be like that.
Sprinkle like Sade and just like, you know, call it a day. That's who I usually like really go to. And then like it could just flip into like really like hard rock, like Joyce Manor. Yeah. And like Knuckle Puck.
So it's funny.
Title Fight.
It's funny. Like I think we're kindred in that sense of having like a pretty broad array of like what we might be listening to. Like if I go to my Spotify and I just have it on what did I like recently, my girlfriend was like, what is this fucking vampire music you're listening to? I was like, look, it's sad and I enjoy it. Can I have fun, please? Or I've been bumping that freaking that my most recent like Weekend album, and I was like, yeah, it's some sad Aquarius shit right here. I'm here for it. This is great. This is wonderful. And then
that was a dope album.
Absolutely. And then like as I've become an old dude or what have you, I'm like hitting up like some jazz stuff and these long extended, like really powerful instrumentation and appreciating that for what it is. So I think like having a broad like interest in music, do you think that maybe has informed the way that you look at just art as a whole? Because, you know, you talked about the visuals for Front Lawn or what have you, and that seemed to be very deliberate. So do you think like just having a broad array of what you may look at may influence you in other aspects outside of musical?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I feel like they're one of the driving forefronts for my inspiration. And like having a broad palette of music and having that much ideas getting put in your head from those like artists, I mean, it's definitely inspiring. And it's like, you know, we all are inspired. I mean, we all take from people. Like not every idea is original. Like that can just be like the most literal point, you know?
Yeah.
And like all these artists that I listen to, all these like artists that I get into, they super inspire me and make me think different. And they give me a different idea.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I might not take exactly what they did as inspiration. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like verbatim.
Yeah.
But like I get like the idea like, oh, somebody's saying that ad lib like that. Oh, okay, somebody did that run like that. Maybe if I flipped it like this and like had added like a lower tone to it, that should be great. You know, yeah. It just domino into something else just from listening to their song. So like having like a big array of artists listening to is like not only a big pro when listening to like when making music, mm-hmm. but it's just enjoyable. It makes you enjoy. It makes you keep loving music. It makes you think that like this shit's just gonna be endless and so many artists and there's just gonna be different sounds forever and we're just laying in a bed full of sounds and it's just
we're on the same page.
Yeah, and and it makes me happy and it's forever gonna make you happy.
We're on the same page. I used to be one of these guys before it got really stupid with like pigeons and planes and all. I would be out there like, what's good? What's popping? What do I want to check out? What do I think is unique? Because I hate like when I'm trying to create something, I hate listening to what's current because I think it influences what I'm doing. So I try to like delve into something. It might be something that's mad old. I might listen to something from the 50s, but it's new to me. And it's like, oh, they used this in this song. And it's like, what the fuck? And it's just new. And it's just kind of what you're getting at. I think it's just the possibilities are endless, you know, what you'll find out there. And especially if you're working within that creative space, it gives you like endless like opportunities and potentially like this kind of muse thing that's there. It's like, oh, I could try this, or I could flip this in this way, or maybe I can try to add this here, or maybe I can put this out in this manner. And it just opens it up, I think.
Yeah.
So I got two more questions, and I like to give in this show an opportunity to shamelessly plug yet again, because we get shameful here. We shamelessly plug things. So has there been an instance where you had rejection in your creative process and how you kind of got past that?
All the time. And that's just life. That is just living. That is just like what happens when you get born. You get a lot of things, you get a lot of doors closed in your face. But you gotta understand there's doors in life. Like there's many more doors you can go to. And all of them are not going to shut in your face. Mm-hmm. So just to think about that, and I don't want to put it in a corny term. It's like there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Corny's fine.
But if you think of it like this, it's your tunnel, and whatever light that you see, mm-hmm. like whatever light that you see, which is the light is equal like what you want to accomplish, is how far it is from your phone. It's like the distance. And it's like, if your light is like influencer status, like going crazy like Drake and shit, you know, that's your light. That's your light at the end of the tunnel.
It's knowing that the light is there too.
Yeah. But it's just knowing that the light is there, that should still drive you. And you're going to get rejected and you're going to be in that tunnel for a long time, you know?
I mean, I like to pick the lock for the door when it closes, though. You know,
I mean,
float
there's always
like
finesse. You can always finesse. I mean, not every doorknob is the same in the world. You know, not every doorknob.
I like this. I like that philosophy.
So, I mean, you can finesse, but some doorknobs are super hard to open, and some doorknobs you need like ancient keys for, gatekeeper keys.
Get the wild skeleton key.
Yeah, some shit, and some shit on Skyrim. You gotta get the key.
I mean, and I like to think like what I'm trying to do with this particular podcast is a way of kind of just helping. Like, it's a few times I've had people on. It was like, yo, I never even looked at myself as an artist. It's like doing this interview. It's like, I am a fucking artist. And I was like, yeah. Are you doing things artfully? Does these things matter to you? Are you having a good time? Are you creating? Is it something you're continually doing? Yeah. And it's just like,
I'm making an idea. Like,
right. It's like, I'm a fucking nobody, but it's just like, yo, let me, help you see yourself.
And podcasting is an art too, and talking to people is an art. Like, anything can be classified as an art. Like,
and a lot of times people miss that shit. You're right. You're absolutely right. All right. Yeah. So in this last question, because, I would be remiss if I don't connect it to Baltimore in any way, because I always got to connect it to Baltimore, because that's the reason that I'm doing this. It's a lot of talent, such as yourself, such as different people I've had on here that don't get the notice because of Baltimore. They get noticed because of their talent, but they get that stamp because it's like, oh, you're from Baltimore? Yeah. And it's just like, yo, we got so many cool people here. What are you talking about?
Yo, the artist in Baltimore is fucking... I swear to God, not even, okay, I love Baltimore. Okay, I love Baltimore, but I just want to say for Maryland, like, I just want everybody to put a low key, let's just all level real quick. For fucking Maryland, the artists in Maryland are fucking phenomenal. Niggas need to stop. Like, niggas need to just stop. Like, and just really take notice just for one just quick second and just do their research just real quick. Yeah. But no, I feel what you're saying.
So the question that I like to put out there, what have you, this guy, I just see it a visual. So the question I like to put out there, and usually I had like the wild question early on. I would put people on these tough spots like, yo, where you get your crab cakes from? And I found out it's offensive. People's feelings have been hurt. So the question I'm going to hit you with is, we don't have COVID, right? COVID is gone. Let's just say in this scenario.
Okay.
And you have somebody visiting from out of town. Where are 3 places they got to go that you're like, this is the Baltimore experience. These are 3 places you got to check.
No more COVID?
No more COVID. Things are good. We're maskless.
Can we make up just a whole scenario? Can we just make up a whole...
Spin it.
It's a crazy weekend. This is the perfect weekend for them to come down. Yeah. All right. If you're going to Baltimore, I feel like, personally me, because I've been here let me just clarify. Because before this, I was homeless, the Motel 6, like on Ritchie Highway. And I moved to Baltimore here with my mother. And I think I've been here for about 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years. And I've been trying to gather all the experience of Baltimore. But okay, so in 2 or 3 years, no COVID. So perfect weekend. I feel like if somebody throwing a show at the Crown, maybe Tromac, maybe Chaotic Culture, you feel me? Yeah. They be throwing some crazy house shit. If K throwing his shit, we going to the Crown. I'm not even gonna hold you. We going to the Crown. We gonna be turned up. I'm not even gonna hold you. First, we gonna get the wings. We gonna get the K wings. Or if you're trying to save some money, maybe, because I know the K wings be expensive. we gonna get the K fries. And all the homies gonna eat it too. I just want you to know that all the homies gonna eat it. And then the homies gonna pay you back with a natty bow.
Wow.
I just want you to know, because that's the real Baltimore. So we gotta drink natty bows.
That's the transaction. That's the transaction.
So
I feel like I saw a natty bow in there somewhere. Was that what is that y'all drinking, by the way?
I mean, yes, natty bows.
Okay, just making sure. You gotta be on brand. No sponsorships. Go on.
Definitely. I mean, if natty bow want to sponsor, of course. I love natty bows so much. That's the first beer I can really enjoy.
Cut the check.
The second place. You feel me? If niggas want to eat though, I feel like Mount Vernon Marketplace, really good place to go to eat.
I'm looking over your shoulder again, by the way.
Mount Vernon Marketplace. I mean, if we take the scenario, because you know you're taking your friend out, we don't want to party all week. I mean, because you know Baltimore really got some great scenery. You feel me? So we gonna have to jump into the eats. I feel like Mount Vernon Marketplace, really nice
variety.
I really like it. There's a really nice setup there. You got so much. You can get some like seafood. You can get some burgers. You can get some ramen. You can get fish. You can get dumplings.
You can definitely get dumplings.
Yeah, you can definitely get dumplings there. And then Mount Vernon is not a bad place. You feel me? I think the Washington Monument is there or some shit like that.
Yes, it's in that area.
Yeah, so you know.
I mean, and art gallery's over there too.
Yeah, the Walter.
Yeah,
yeah. So that's a really great place to go. But then the third place, I would feel like, because I've seen Abdul Ali, which is another great Baltimore artist, another great artist that supports the LGBT community.
Yeah,
they are dope as fuck. They're super dope. I saw them. I didn't see it, but I saw it on Instagram that they were performing at the Baltimore Arts Museum down in Charles Village. Yeah. So I feel like on like the last day they're there, we go there. Baltimore Arts Museum is amazing. I love it there. Honestly, I get super inspired there.
It's great.
And then fuck. What else should I go? I mean,
if you feeling really risky,
and if we're
with the white folk and really just be yourself as black folk, we gonna hit Fade Sonnen.
Oh, I forgot about that. Last day, okay, everybody. Last day, Fade Sonnen. It's like sort of near North Ave, near the Crown, but Fade Sonnen, wine bar outside. My man's fucking Bad Chow. I don't know. I don't want to pronounce his name, but Mark. Yeah. Love you, Mark. If he ever hears this, you know, because I know he'd be a busy guy. He'd be in the studio, but no, Mark and Dio throwing these in at Fade Sonnen. Yeah. And wine bar outside. You know, some nice wine with the homies. And we hear some great music.
White folk too.
And with the white folk around the areas of Charles Village, you know, the Mikey kids too. They all there, you know, the people that's just making art, you know, we just all chilling, vibing, talking. Yeah. You know, me and my man, I just want to introduce my best friend, my bestie. GYC. First. You know, GYC, you know, me and him, we just, you know, we bring the Jenga. You feel me? Niggas can come play the Jenga real quick. You know, we pull the blocks off. We have a great time. We share the wine together. You feel me? And
just vibe out. Like we just some classy niggas just trying to vibe.
Yeah, that's the most.
Sometimes we don't want to turn up real crazy. Sometimes we just want to vibe with the homies and just.
And that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You feel me?
You close it down with the wine bar.
Sometimes they serve. Okay, all right. I'm gonna tell you the truth. They been getting iffy because beforehand you could bring in the food or you can get like food ordered there and shit. Mm-hmm. But now they've been iffy,
and it's kind of crazy. You can smoke inside.
I don't care what they say. They capping on.
You can smoke there too at Fade Sonnen. I don't know why they saying you can't, but you can smoke there. I've seen many people smoke cigarettes. So
but here's the thing. You gotta know who you know there. Your man's Rob Lee.
We don't know nobody over there.
You know me though.
Oh, damn.
I do know you.
And I don't listen to that bullshit there. I go in there just like, fuck off.
Oh, what? Come on now.
I was an early adopter to ask about me.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's an Instagram photo that's going viral on Xavier page of us smoking in that motherfucker.
Exactly.
And I don't even want to do it.
I don't even want to say, I should just tag that shit.
Y'all that say tag the link.
We are literally cigarette butt fucking in that shit, man.
Wow, that is a very specific way to rap. So, outside of cigarette butt fucking, real quick, in the last few minutes here, anything that you want to promote in terms of like your social? Where can they find you? Where can they check out your tunes? I am sponsored by this booze right here. You can't even see it, but thank you for coming on. But hit us up with anything you got. Shamelessly plug your things.
Well, I mean, if you shamelessly plugging, you can follow me all social medias. Excuse me, had to burp. On all social medias, I mean Xavier __ Gibson. But I mean, it usually really works. It's just typing in my full name, Xavier Gibson, and you see my profile picture. You see it's me, green hair. I mean, like, can't really miss it. It's like too many darts. So I mean, yeah, that's like on all social medias and shit like that. I mean, Spotify, Xavier Gibson, all platforms. You know, Xavier Gibson. How you doing? You know, I'm just really here. But you know, Frontline came out. We did 7.5 on YouTube with it, which was my first music video I've ever dropped, you know, in my whole career. So it was a really nice experience. I can't wait to do more. First single off the project, I'm Fine. It's Just My Allergies. That's the project title. That's what we've been working on.
That's great.
So that's just really what it is. I mean, we're just really working. We're just getting back to it. I just want to plug that I love everybody and that I'm thankful for everybody and that I can't wait to keep making more music for everybody. And yeah, that's how it is.
We're looking forward to more music. So I'm going to wrap up. Thank both of you because my man Kyle's in the background, just hanging out.
My man
GYC all day.
I can't wait for him to drop some shit. That's going to be some crazy.
Well, it's just going to be coming back and it's just going to be a switching of the chairs. This is what's going to be happening, I think.
And you know, it's all going to be under Ideas Matters, and because your ideas matter. You know,
and I'm gonna tell y'all just remember that. Remind yourself that. Remember that because
in a few years when people
more than what you think it is.
When people are scattering the internet for this, I mean, ideas matter.
Ideas matter.
Ideas matter. So I want to thank you again, Xavier, for coming on. This has been great. This has been a treat. I'm gonna do my sign off and then we're out. So for Xavier Gibson, for GYC, I am Rob Lee saying ideas matter. And artists matter in and around Baltimore. So you just got to look for them.